I slept right there in that truck. Good morning, guys. It is a beautiful morning out here on this wet, cold, windy beach on Cape Breton Island. So this is my last day and my last night on the island, and waking up here is definitely a beautiful way to start the day. The truck is positioned right next to me. I slept here with this incredible view last night. It was windy, it was rainy last night, and then it let up into a beautiful morning today. It's still a little rainy and it's still cold and windy, but that's what I like. So I'm going to explore this beach a little bit. I've already had coffee and morning routine, breakfast and all that stuff. The wood stove is stoked up right now, so when I come back I can jump inside, warm up really quickly, square away the truck, and then we can head to the next location. But before we take off, there is a massive hill at the end of this beach. I want to hike down to that and I want to climb it, because yesterday the hill way behind me, I was on top of that one and it was stunning. Beautiful views, but I want to see what it looks like from the top of that one. So let's grab some gear and let's head up to the top of that. All right, so I made it to the top of the hill, and surprisingly it's less windy up here than it is down on the beach. That is a beautiful, absolutely beautiful, stunning view, and I slept right there in that truck. Absolutely perfect. Alright guys, well I'm back from the hike up on top of that hill, and 2 thumbs up on that. Big old smile on this guy's face. That was incredible. The view up there, top notch. Now, I did see on the other side of this hill, there is another road that leads out to an area very similar to what I'm on right now. So I'm going to check that out on the way out of here before we move on to the next location, so I can mark it as a possible spot to come back to next time. So the wood stove is burning away. I'm going to make up some oatmeal before I hit the road because I am getting a little bit hungry. So let's get the kettle with some more water in it, make up some oatmeal, and while I'm at it, I might as well make up a full pot of coffee and put it in my travel mug, and then I could carry it around with me today instead of stopping and make single coffees here and there. I'll just make a whole pot again. So we'll fill the kettle right up to the brim and get this nice and hot. This area is incredible, you guys. I gotta say, right now I've got the tailgate dropped down, but I've got the glass window shut just to stop some of the breeze from coming in. And I mean, I can still see everything all the way around, and it is just absolutely incredible feeling being here on the beach with this stunning, absolutely top-notch scenery. Awesome. Really, really glad I came here. This trip has been basically making itself. I haven't really planned a whole lot on this trip. I just said, you know what, we're going to wing it. And even yesterday I said that on camera. I said, today we're just going to wing it. We're going to go where we go, and where we end up, we end up. And I think that's the best way to do these styles of trips, is to just look on the map at a general area that you want to explore and just go for it. Just go for it, guys. You'd be rewarded. I mean, yesterday I did find a location that was nice, but I wasn't happy with it. And I had 2 more hours. I had 2 more hours of daylight left, and I said, you know what? I didn't come all the way this far to settle for a location. I want a banger. I want an epic location. And we found it. We found it last night just before dark, and it was pouring with rain, windy. And I said, this is home for the night, guys, and I'm very, very happy I did that. So I'm going to let that water come up to temp, get my coffee stuff ready, get my oatmeal in my cup ready, and going to do coffee, a little bit of oatmeal, and then I'm going to grab my travel mug, fill that up with coffee, square away the truck, make sure the stove's out, grab the pipe, bring it back inside, get the traction boards and all the firewood outside, bring that inside, and then we're going to hit the road, guys. Alright, so water is ready to go. Got my oatmeal tonight. Today I'm doing creamy coconut oatmeal. So this stuff's really good. I got a whole box of it, and last 2 packs, so definitely good. Water is nice and hot. Coffee's brewing right now down by my feet by the wood stove. The wood stove is basically burned out, so I had to finish this off on my canister stove, which is why I brought it. And surprisingly, I've only had to rely on the canister stove 2 times out of the 7 days that I've been living in my truck. So The wood stove has been doing everything, and it's been doing a really great job of it. Even on the nights where it really wasn't that cold, it did an excellent job at burning off all the condensation, or a lot of the condensation I should say, because it has been really wet and rainy. So travel mug, gonna put my coffee in this, that way I could take it with me while we're driving and it'll stay nice and hot. Oh, it smells incredible. Nice black coffee in there. It's gonna be good. That'll stay nice and warm while we're driving. Don't have to stop and make coffee or any of that stuff. And it's gonna be a windy, cold, kind of drizzly, rainy day out today by the looks of it. So it'd be nice to have a hot drink on hand at all times. So the firewood that I brought in the truck last night, I should have enough in the truck to get me through tonight, but I do have the whole wood bin outside of the truck. So I'm going to be bringing some wood home, it looks like, which is no problem. I like having extra, that way I can bring it on another trip. So we'll see how that goes. And I do have to charge one of my battery units inside of the truck today as I'm driving. This little guy, the Access, is I think it's at like 20%, so I'm gonna have to charge 2 actually. Yeah, so this is at 13%, and my EcoFlow River Pro is at 24%. The Nightcore NPS 400 is at 53%, so I'm not gonna need to charge that. The only thing I use that for ideally is camera batteries and my laptop at nighttime when I'm editing photos. But the EcoFlow and the Access, this guy runs all the lighting, and this guy runs the large white lighting, and it also charges my cell phone and does a couple other small things here and there that I will need for tonight. But where it is the last day and the last night, I'm not too worried about it. So I'll bring 2 battery units up in the truck with me, plug them in. And one interesting thing is my large battery, I have the Blue Eddy AC200 in the back seat of the truck. That has been running my large refrigerator the entire trip, 7 days, and I believe last night when I checked it was at like 36%. That thing's a champ. That thing is running crazy, and it's been cold, but I've had it down to -5 because I've got seafood and steak and all kinds of stuff in there. I've had it bumped down to -5 just to keep it nice and cold, and then even on the cold nights when it doesn't have to kick on, it insulates the food from freezing, because even though it's set for -5, you're kind of in there opening it, shutting it, opening it, shutting it. So I usually set it for about -2 to -3 Celsius, and yeah, that does really well. So that battery has not needed to be charged at all. I'm actually really surprised by that the entire trip. So enough chit chat, guys. I'm going to enjoy my oatmeal, have a little bit of coffee, grab these batteries, throw them in the back of the truck, get them plugged in, get the chimney pipe down, back of the truck buttoned up, fire up the truck, and we're going to start driving off the beach. Alright guys, so we're on the road now, and I'm just coming off of the beach right now, climbing up into the trees. Earlier I mentioned there was a beach on the other side. I'm going to scoot over there really quickly just to take a peek at it, because I want to see it up closer. and then we're going to be getting on the main road and traveling about an hour and a half, 2 hours from this location. All right, so I'm on the other side right now. I just pulled right down the hill on this beach, and it looks pretty epic, guys. It looks like there's actually a truck tire tracks over here, so it looks like you can drive down the entire beach. And looking up, you could definitely drive across the rocks and all that slick seaweed. I'm not going to show it to you guys because this location definitely is another banger, and I may come back here and film a totally different video. So time to back up and get on the main road and get to our next location, guys. Alright guys, I found a location to sleep for the night. The ocean is just probably 100 yards that way through these trees. I've decided to come back into the woods to get out of this wind, and I found a perfect little pocket of open trees just behind the truck that'll be perfect for cooking and hanging out later on this evening. Alright, so this is going to be the little clearing area. I know it's hard for you guys to see it right now, but once I switch camera angles, you'll be able to see it opens up quite nicely. I plan on cooking a steak tonight, and this area right here will be perfect for setting up my titanium stove. And I can set it up in a fashion without the top and use it as an open fire pit, or I can even put my steak in the oven and cook it that way. So I've got a few options for that. This is a nice private area. The one thing I'm going to have to look out for in here, where these spruce trees are really thick, the bottoms are all open, and I can see game trails running all through here. Coyotes are going to be an issue tonight, so I'm going to have to watch out for that. And there's deer tracks all through here, and I did see coyote tracks in this direction while I was coming in. So there's definitely wildlife active in the area, but being parked in this little kind of treed in area should give me a bit of protection from wildlife and from the wind. the wind is my biggest thing that I'm watching out for. That's why I moved off the ocean. It's too windy out there. So I'm going to get the traction boards out, get them underneath to level out the truck because it is slanted downwards towards the camera a little bit. I'm going to pop 2 of those under the wheels, bring the back end up a little bit, and then get set up for camp. Alright guys, I'm just going through some firewood right now, kind of sifting through what's dry for the wood stove inside and what's a little bit damp that I could just burn outside. And it is snowing right now, so this is pretty awesome. We've got some big snowflakes falling from the sky. It's really windy out. It's definitely cold, so who knows, maybe we'll get dumped on with snow tonight. I think that would be pretty awesome. But right now I'm just going to chop up some of these pieces of wood. Basically everything in the bin that I left in here is fair game to basically use it in a campfire tonight and just kind of overburn it in the stove. That way I have nothing left tomorrow. Alright, so I've got the outside fire pit ready to go. All I gotta do is throw a match in there and light that. I'm gonna be cooking in my wok on top of the stove. So basically the stove is a firebox. And I've got some onions, I got my spice kit, I got steak, I got all kinds of goodies in the fridge. I'm gonna load that wok full of food and probably make like a beef stir fry type meal just to kind of clear out the fridge. I still have some bean sprouts left as well. So right now I'm gonna get this wood stove prepped just like I did with the outside. Then when I do come in later on this evening, I don't have to mess around with fiddling with pieces of wood, loading it, and that will be taken care of, and we'll have a pretty smooth evening tonight, I think. Being the last night on the island, I do want to relax, so I like getting all this stuff done during the daytime, that way I don't have to do it later on. Alright, so I've got all my vegetables cut and prepped in my bin. I've got my steak on the tailgate, and it is so cold out right now, I don't have to refrigerate any food. Proof of that is my olive oil is frozen, so I've got to hold this in my hand for a little while until it turns back into liquid oil and warm it up, and then I can start cooking. I like the outside fire and get the wok going and enjoy supper soon after that. So I've been walking around this area and looking, and it just screams tent location. Like, I've got my large hot tent in the back of the truck, and I'm so tempted to set it up, but this is the last night on the island. Tomorrow morning I have to head back home, and I really don't want to complicate things by having a huge tent to put down, possibly in the high winds. So I'm just going to play it nice and cool this evening, jump in the truck with the wood stove, relax, enjoy the scenery around here. It's very unique, this area. I'm still on a beach technically, but I'm back far enough, like there's sand all over the place, but I'm back far enough that the water doesn't come up here, so these trees are growing and the ocean's just right there. But it's nice back here in the forest, being kind of sheltered from the wind and these little pockets of spruce. I really like it. I dig this location. I'm definitely coming back here for either a tent or an overland trip, possibly both. But I'm just gonna get this in my pocket. It's already starting to thaw out. Get this warmed up and then light the outside fire and start cooking supper. Well guys, supper is finally ready and this smells absolutely incredible. Let's give this a go. Oh. Oh. 2 thumbs up on that. That is super good. Very, very simple to cook. Very tasty. Oh yeah. Well guys, I'm going to enjoy supper, sheltered from the wind in the truck, and I'll catch you guys when I'm all finished. Alright guys, there is a bit of a sunset happening right now out on the beach. It is frigid cold and extremely windy out there. I really want to stay right here next to the fire and kind of just let the light fade, but the photographer in me is saying go to the beach and get the photo. So I'm gonna shut the truck, close that up, lock it. I'm gonna put the top on top of the stove so it'll burn like an actual stove while I'm gone, just to prevent any issues of sparks kind of flying all over the place. So I will get the top on and put a chimney pipe on and take it off when I get back, but that should take care of the fire. It'll be nice and safe. I am gonna make my way down to the beach briefly just to get a look at the beach and the sunset. If it's good, I'll stay and get a couple shots. If not, I'm gonna just kind of make my way back here, hang out in front of the fire, and get the wood stove in the truck camper going and just kind of relax. But I got to go to the beach at least for a minute, so I'm gonna get the top on and then head down. All right, so I'm gonna get my jacket on, my heated jacket, gonna turn it on, get it nice and hot. I got with me a wide angle camera lens. I do have a flashlight with me as well, so just in case it does get dark and I need to find my way back to the truck, I could do so. And that's basically it guys. So I'm gonna make my way down to the beach. It's about 100, maybe 200 yards through the trees and the grass. Let's get over there quick and have a look. All right, guys. Well, it is definitely dark out now. It's very, very cold out as well. It's already getting really warm in here, so this is going to be a really enjoyable evening just sitting inside. I'll probably crack open this side window because the ocean's that way, and the ocean waves are super loud. So even though I can't see the ocean, I know I'm still at the ocean with the sound of the crashing waves. So that's going to be awesome. The heat in here will definitely keep it warm even with the window open. So I'm definitely excited to crawl in for the night. So I think what I'm going to do is, I've got some snacks in here. I brought a bag of Tostitos and a big glass jar full of salsa. So that's going to be my snack later on this evening. I'm still stuffed from supper, so I'm going to hold off on that for a while. But looking at that fire, that is mesmerizing. I'm definitely probably going to be sitting on the floor back up against the wall later on this evening, just staring right at that. But I do have my laptop in here. I would like to edit some photos as always, so I'm itching to get into that. So I'm probably going to say goodnight to you guys now, and I will catch up with you first thing in the morning, hopefully with a sunrise, definitely with some coffee. So I'll see you guys in the morning. Good morning, guys. It is a very, very, very cold morning today. I fell asleep with the window wide open. But realistically, it's winter time. It doesn't matter if the window's open or not. It's gonna get cold in here when the wood stove burns out. So I just woke up and I could hear the ocean waves because the window's wide open, and they're just pounding and crashing out there. I did light the wood stove, so it is lit right now. I can see down by my feet it is burning quite fierce right now, so it should warm up any second. And what you're seeing right now, that is not smoke. That is my breath because it is very, very cold out. So I got the bright idea that it's extremely early. The sun has not come up yet, and it's my last day on the island, and I want to go to the beach and watch the sunrise in the truck while I make coffee. So I'm going to jump out of the truck bed in just a second. I'm going to let that warm up my boots a little bit. I'm going to throw those on, throw my down pants on, and I'm going to start the truck and drive over to the beach. guys, this is a pretty beautiful way to spend the early morning light. It is snowing very, very fine snow. It is crisp and cold. The beach is lined with frozen seaweed covered in ice. Golden sun peeking through the clouds, crashing waves. This right here is definitely a beautiful morning, guys. Hot cup of coffee up on the roof of a truck on a beach. 2 thumbs up, Lone Wolf sealed and approved, guys. I highly recommend try it. Well guys, definitely worth coming out to the beach before the sun came up. It wasn't a spectacular sunrise, but it was still a beautiful scene. Sounds of the waves brought it all together. Sitting up on the roof made it even better. So I'm very, very cold right now, and it's time to actually pack up. So I'm gonna jump inside, get warmed up with the wood stove. It is burning a little bit. There's some smoke coming out of the pipe, so it's just about burned out. And then, once that's done, I'm gonna take the pipe down, get everything in the back of the truck, and start it up and drive off of this beach. So, I'm gonna get warmed up and then start the pack up process. Well, I gotta say, even sitting right here, with the side window open all the way, I've got an outstanding view of the ocean. And I'm very, very surprised that it is not raining or it's not windy out right now, because 7 days on this island filming and photographing different locations has been a struggle with all the wind and the rain. I thought for sure this morning was going to be a no-go on the beach, but you know, sometimes you got to take that risk, get out there, and we're rewarded with a beautiful beach all to myself, with sunrise, massive crashing waves, no wind, no rain. So I am going to enjoy my coffee for a few more moments. I did get a little wet down there, but my boots are waterproof. My pants are, well, pants are wet. Socks are a little wet up on the ankles, but that comes with the territory, right? So I'm gonna warm up. The stove's basically burned out. Sip on my coffee, throw everything in the back, and let's get out of here, guys. guys, I made it off the beach, and what do you know? It is snowing out. So this would have been epic to have last night camping, but that's how it goes sometimes. You don't luck in. Maybe next time we come here, it'll be snowy, who knows? But I had an excellent time last night. I had a beautiful trip, 7 days on Cape Breton Island. Absolutely epic. Even the view right now behind the truck is totally epic. So I thank you guys very much for watching. If you have any questions or comments, drop them down in the comment section, and be sure to check out all 7 parts of my Cape Breton overland truck camping adventure. Peace out, guys. I'll see you in the next one.